Hello, hello, hello. Um, it's 11:50, so technically, I'm streaming twice in the same day. I think I streamed. Was it this morning? I don't know. Um, yeah, yeah. Look, I did it. I did it. Awesome. She's still online. She's still online. She's still playing Tetris. It's pretty cool, man. So I was, because I streamed Fatal Fury the other day. I was like, man, I thought they put Fatal Fury on here. I know they have the arcade version, but I thought they had put Fatal Fury on Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis. No, they put two in special, but not the original. So there's that. That's why those are open recently. Um, well, she's over there in Game Boy Land. Let's see if anything else got added to Game Boy. Clearly, I haven't turned like the ROM stuff on in here in forever. Yep, you got me. Mad now. Motley Cruz. Jumpin' Jeff Farmer. Yep. Ooh, what is this? I don't remember them adding this, but sure. Fucking Yoshi. Are there pictures of this game? Man, this is a game I think I tried to rent or borrow from somebody or something. And I remember playing and be like, what? Like, all right, so I knew what Yoshi was. I had heard it when Super Mario World. I'm trying to think of the order. I know I had a Nintendo, I got a Sega Genesis, and then I think I got a Game Boy, and then I got a Super Nintendo later on. But I knew who Yoshi was. Like, I'd seen pictures of him, it's a dinosaur that Mario rides around on. And like, all right, you look at this, it says Yoshi. Cool. What's happening? Why does it look like this? And then you go in here and it was like, what? I don't want to do this. Why are we doing this? Interesting. Nope. Game is still questionable at best. Man, oh man, I gotta wait for the damn betting to dry. I'm telling you, man. Hey, what's up? Oh, remember, this is before they have whole pieces. This here. Man, oh man. Pretty good. Pretty good. Man, I don't really remember a lot about this game when it came out. I know it existed. I guess for me, what it was with like a lot of Game Boy Color games, I didn't know if they were like real games or not. Like they would be like, "Oh, this is only on the Game Boy Color," and I'm like, "Why? Because it's in color." You know, later on you find out like I think it's like Tarzan or something. One of those games they did extra work so it actually used the horsepower from the Advance. But like, is there? You know, the thing is, like, I guess what it is like when you look at games like this. I was talking to somebody about this. The way that people still play Tetris in tournaments, everybody still uses the Nintendo Tetris. Like the one from whatever. I guess it's Nintendo Tetris is what they call it. So when there's all these other versions, it's like, yeah, this is here, but outside of like why would I play this? Look at what I'm doing here. I'm playing Tetris, and it's totally fine Tetris, but in like, I wonder if this game was just made to be like, you know, sold for that year. Not sure. I'm not sure. I just don't see like the point of this specific version of the game. Like it's Tetris in color, but my complaint about Tetris would never be like, oh man, if only this game was in color, this would be so much better. Back then, it was more like, man, Tetris is for old people or girls or well, I don't know. It's weird. And it's not bad Tetris. You know, actually, it probably um, flows a little bit better too. I think about it. I did it. We beat the game. We beat Tetris. Like, this is here. But like, what I really want to play, either way, I still want to play this. Like, I don't know, man. It's weird. It's kind of, well, I guess I can respect these right here. So they have, you got Tetris, you got all these games up here, but they also have, which I think is really, I think it's kind of neat, is that they have the Donkey Kong Land games here. Which is really funny because they also have Donkey Kong Country. And to me, when I was younger, seeing this game here was just like, oh man, wow, they put all of Donkey Kong Country on the Game Boy. Wow, that's crazy. To me, this is the better game. Donkey Kong, they call it Donkey Kong 94. Um, this is what the Mario versus Donkey Kong games are based on. Sort of. It's a combination of like this and Lemmings. You know, everybody knows Lemmings in 2026. You know if the game has any sort of like value with anybody. So as I have mentioned before, yeah, Tetris is a game that if you get good at it, if you get like into it, you can. It's hard to convince other people to try it out, but when they get into it, like it ends up being the same. Like there's a possibility the person gets better than you are, and it's just like all of a sudden it's no longer fun when you lose every single match. You know, there's that too. I definitely had the same issue when I was younger. I had zero interest in Tetris. Like I understood what it was. I knew old people liked it, but I'm young and spry. So one of the big changes you can see is that Daisy is way hotter here. No. We made it to the second level. We made it to a different factory. Interesting. Here's number 4. That looks like a bowl of food. I'm sorry. This is the pie factory or cement factory. I forgot what it's called. I was literally thinking I could get that for points for some reason. I don't know. I just had a blonde moment, I guess. I'm sure he's okay. But yeah, well, I'll just go ahead and demonstrate. So you have stuff like this that you can do where you can walk around in your hands, which lets you jump higher. Did it to myself. You've got backflips. You can kind of go through platforms. The stages get like bigger. Like you play the like I think it's the initial 3 stages, and all of a sudden the game just like opens up and gives you like you have to go look for keys in the level and stuff. It's really cool. But yeah, again, I'd rather in 2026 if I'm going to play a Donkey Kong game on Game Boy, that is the one. Um, Survival Kids, which is a game that came out on here, and I was like, man, it's really cool they put Survival Kids out, and I don't think they have a release date for when it came to here. No, this game came out in '99. The thing about Survival Kids is that it's a straight up survival game released on the Game Boy, and it's the first one I ever actually played. I had played Harvest Moon before then, but I wouldn't call that a survival game. It's more like a sandbox RPG thingy. Anyway, so I was like, man, why would they put out Survival Kids? And it didn't occur to me that one of the launch games for the Switch 2 is a new version of Survival Kids. It's like a 4-player thing or something. So yeah, and you got the Mega Man games over here, which I think are very fun. I think they're very fun because they're all like questionable. Uh, I think like some of these games here, what they do is they do have 8 bosses in there, but they only show you 4. You're like, man, what's gonna happen once you finish those 4? It shows you the other 4. I believe in boxing, the cut man is the guy that like when somebody is boxing and they get like an injury over their eye, they like cut their eye to relieve the pressure. I think that's what cut man is. Yeah, so yeah, I guess I have the same issue where so for me, I got the OLED Switch. I no longer have it. I sold it to somebody at work because the guy insists on paying money for it. Um, I got the OLED Switch, but I realized later on, I was like, man, I almost never use this thing in handheld mode. The only time I did was when it first came out, and I got Metroid Dread. Is it Dread? Nice. Survival Kids. The bouncer. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Not all of the consoles on here have the best games. These games right here, I was telling somebody recently, they're like, man, they were thinking about getting the new. Is it the new Mario Tennis that came out on the Switch too? And I was like, what you should do, because they were like, why are people giving this game a hard time? Like, the thing about those sports games that have come out for like the last like probably the last generation for Mario sports games is that they focus so hard on the multiplayer, and if you want to play it as a single player game, there's usually nothing there. Um, because the person's like, well, yeah, but I got a tennis game to play a tennis game. Like, yeah, but you probably didn't really play a lot of the other tennis game. Like, what was it, Superstar Smash or something? I don't know what it's called. Whatever, the one where you could be like giant characters. Um, and I was like, the thing that people are complaining about is that Mario Tennis and Golf on the Game Boy, or my bad, Game Boy Color, are straight up RPGs. Um, and like the N64 one had like a lot of original characters you can kind of transfer your stuff back and forth. It's like, why would you? How do you justify spending like $70? I do believe it's $69.99 for the new Mario Tennis. When Pocopi, every game costs that much now. Like Pocopi is that much. Resident Evil Requiem. Like, you're telling me you're gonna spend the same amount of money that you spend on one of those games on Pokemon Tennis? What? No. Or new Mario Tennis or whatever. Anyway. I got the day one Switch. Waited in line for it. Got that. I got Breath of the Wild, and then I actually, all right. So somebody at work saw my Switch, and they're like, "Who's JJP?" I'm like, "Oh, I made a Japanese profile, because there's a game that came out called Voez, which seemed super cool back then. I got Japanese eShop cards from like Play Asia, like the code or whatever, and I was able to like redeem games on here because they were at the time like Monster Hunter and stuff was only in Japan. Man, I never got any like console versions of or special versions of consoles. I remember the Halo 3 one came out. I think it was Halo 3. Whatever one came with like a little cat helmet. Maybe it was like a Halo collector's edition. I know I was in line for Halo 3 and people were freaking out and going up there to buy the console. But I've never been a huge Halo fan. But as far as like Nintendo stuff, I don't know. But yeah, I don't want to load up World Tour. I just want to load up the regular game here. Let's do this. Let's do a 2-game set. Let's play as Joy versus Ali, which is clearly a guy. We will play on a hardcore. I love the idea of sports games, like stuff like this, but at the same time, ugh, it's just the price points, man. It's like I cannot imagine, trying to justify. You could spend the same amount to get Resident Evil Requiem, or you could get Mario Tennis. Like, what? How are those in the same price range? Man. Yeah, oh my god. So one of the things I think was super funny was when the Switch 2 came out, sitting there and looking on DoorDash, and like Best Buy would pop. I was like, "You can get a Switch 2 today." I was like, "You can do what?" On DoorDash? I went to the trouble of getting this thing in person. I think I was late for work that day. It wasn't a regular working day, but it was definitely a day where like I think I called my manager like, "Hey, I'm gonna be late." Wow. What a rally. Oh, they got me. Oh man. Crazy. Oh, man. Nice. Hacker? Fuck this game. Taking some, no, never playing a Game Boy game ever again. Anyway, whatever. Yeah. Yeah, so the thing is, like, every game that I got the Japanese account to play, they the game seemed like, like Monster Hunter Generations. There was no reason for that game to me to come out on the Switch when it was already released on, or it was Generations Ultimate. It was like, why would you put it on the Switch when they were talking about, Monster Hunter Wild was out at the time, and then they were talking about, like, was it Rise? Um, and then they were like, hey, we're gonna release this for the Switch, and I was like, that's weird, because at the time, like, Monster Hunter World was doing like great on PC, and they ended up putting Generations Ultimate out on two gunshots. My bad. They ended up putting out Generations Ultimate on Switch in the U.S. It was so weird, just out of the blue. Anyway, every game I got on there for the Japanese account came to the US later on. Just didn't seem likely in the beginning. Like Voaz being a touchscreen music game, like what? It's crazy. I don't know what this game is. I know what it is. I've seen it in the arcade, but I've never actually played it, so I have no clue what to expect or how to play it. Especially not on a controller. This is good. This is supposed to happen. What was the home button? Oh, nothing. I guess I'll just let this sit here for a while. I don't really know. There's no refund policy on Switch stuff, so it is what it is. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I don't know why it wouldn't work. Actually, maybe it's only on the Switch where it works. Who knows? Hold on a second. Oops. Nope, everything's good. All right, hold on.
Taito. Zundata. Groove Coaster.
Okay, so I'm still here, but I'm eating. That's why I muted the mic. So just a second. Almost done. Be back in a second.
Groove Coaster. Groove Coaster. Groove Coaster.
All right, I'm hereish. What's the online version?
Welcome to Groove
It's a
Coaster.
weird way to.
Check out the latest information.
I like how they show this here. Somebody said they thought this was DLC because of the way it's listed. Why is it listed like this? Weird. Strange.
Nice to meet you. I'm Linka, your navigator.
Alright, so in the arcade,
I'll be
this
explaining
machine
to you
is like, it's a
how to
huge,
race
it's a
Groove
vertical
Coaster
machine,
in this
um,
You perform
and it's got
songs
like a
and
single,
controllers
like,
at the right times
thing,
according to the
like a
music.
single panel thing that you, I guess, rotate and
For a
hit
you
buttons.
want to press the button at the right time. Any corresponding button is okay. For a critical, you want to press two buttons at the right time. For a slide, tilt the stick in the direction of the arrow at the right time. You can also press the button that corresponds to the right direction.
Man, you're gonna make me finish this stupid tutorial. I don't want to do this.
Sometimes targets will come flying in from outside the course.
Great.
For a hold, you'll want to hold the button down.
Of course. Thank you, game. Turn.
If your gauge is at 70% or higher at
Skip this tutorial, please.
the end of the song, you
Please.
win.
Let me go die. Come on, let me go die. Kiwi. Look, the gauge is full. It's got to be like a half a frame late that you can get it.
You might find more kinds of targets too. For those, take a look at the practical skills tutorial.
Not.
You completed the mission! Here are your rewards. Please select a game mode.
So much. There's so much going on here.
Let's get this party started! Please select a game.
Solo play.
Pick the genre of the song.
Okay, here we go. Now we're actually in the thing we can choose songs.
Using the L and R buttons. New songs have been added. Select the difficulty level. You can also customize your skin, items, and sound effects.
Whoa. Or change the song.
Pick the genre of the song you want to play. Select the difficulty level. You can also customize your skin, items, and sound effects. Pick the genre. Please play with up to 3. Play by
Maybe.
yourself in this. Pick the genre of the song you want to play. You can switch categories using the L and R buttons. New songs have been added.
bad, man. Are these sets?
Pick the song you want
This
to
is
play.
actual
The
songs,
genre
okay, so
of the song you
I
want
might
to
be able to
play.
do one of these
Pick
here.
the song you want to play.
Oh yeah, check this out.
Select the difficulty level.
On
You
normal.
can also customize. Let's play Groove Coaster.
Great.
Here are the controls for this song.
Don't have the energy for it. I'm too tired for this right now. This is killing me, man. I need. Well, actually, okay, so today is the only day I have off. Today is officially Sunday. So I'm hoping for is that I will go to sleep and then I'll wake up and it'll be a weird time. And I'll just be able to play games. I'll have time to actually play something today. But then I work Monday through Saturday again, which is killing me. It's like 60. Like I think I had 65 hours this week. Yeah, man. And then my manager went on maternity leave. One got back and the other one just went to leave, so now I have to fill in for her. Oh man, I can't even like. There are days I can go to work and like kind of like. No, it's not even half-assing things. It's just like I don't need to be super duper alert to handle certain situations, but like when she's out, I was already doing most of the stuff for her, but like now I have to be even more accountable for it. So I got like 6 months of that, if not longer. Anyway, well, because like I said, I'm definitely gonna end up passing out and just like having one of those streams where I wake up and there's like 300 people in here like staring at me sleeping. Go ahead and tap out now. Um, yeah, I don't even know what to play. I come back. I guess I don't really. So I was thinking, I might not stream that much of Pokopia because like as fun as it is, I'm having a blast with it. I don't feel like it's all that fun to watch somebody just walk around and spit water on the ground for like hours. Um, Forgot I had this installed. I got Sorry We're Closed on here and PC and the Legion. Um, Star Wars Atlas is always there. It's a game I should definitely check out more of. But yeah. Well, anyway, somebody sent me that they sent me Dispatch, and they also sent me that John Carpenter. I think it's John Carpenter's Toxic Commando. So I'm hoping I can play that with that person on Sunday. But I don't know. We'll see. Um, can always hop back in Marathon and get progressively more angry as I just get destroyed, which is how those games always go for me. It's like, oh man, I worked all day. Let me go play a nice, relaxing game of Get Murdered. Um, yeah. Anyway, yes, I guess I will catch you later. Thanks for stopping by and peace.